Hello everyone, welcome back to our next lecture video. Today we are going to learn about HTML form. So we have created a file which is named form.html. Now we are going to give our boilerplate here. For boilerplate we are using exclamatory sign, and if you give exclamatory sign you will get the emit abbreviation of our boilerplate. Okay, now we are changing our title to what we are learning today. It is forms. Okay, so basically what is a form? Let me give you a small example of what is forms. You can see here is a form. This is called a form, and which is a contact form. In a form there are many text fields or many other fields. Here you can see there is full name, first name, last name, email, and here just leave us few words. That means this is a comment box. Here you can write any comments and submit it. So this is basically a form. Okay, there are many other options, but this is a basic form which we will try to make. We won't use any CSS here, so it won't look as eye-catchy as this form, but we will try to make something like this. Okay, so what is a form? A form which we use to collect the data from the user. So by using a form you can collect the credentials or any sort of data from any user. So let us start here. At first let us give a heading here. I am using h2 here and giving contact form. We are opening our live server. You can see here our contact form has been here. Now there is a specific tag for form, and that is the form tag. So this is our form tag. So inside this form tag we will use some sort of elements here. So if you go back to this form, you can see we are giving in the full name section, this one input is of first name and another input is of last name. So basically we are giving some input, right? So here we will use an input tag. If you write input, you can see there is tag and attribute with the value written text. That means in this input tag you can give any text. I have saved it. Let us view in our live server. Here you can see we have got a input form. So there are various options in input tag. Suppose I am writing input. You can see here there are many options. You can add button, or you can add checkbox, date, time, email. Okay, suppose I want to add an email. I'm saving it. Ignore this name and ID, we will explain it later. So I have saved it. Let us view. You can see there are two boxes which are appearing. So this is how you take the input field. So this is an input field where we are taking a specific input from the user, right? So we use input tag here for this input field. So let us explore more about the forms. We will see a tag which is input, but we are going to use a password. We are searching for the password. Yeah, you can see here input clone password. We are clicking on the password here. We are saving it. Let us see what it gives us. You can see there is a password field which is added. So at the first field you can see I'm typing my name. Okay, and the next field was our email, so I am typing my name with email, and this our last form or the last input field was password, right? So whenever I type, you can see it is been hidden. Okay, so this is the password field. In the password field, whatever you will write, it will be hidden. Like in other website, when you give your password, they don't really show you your password, right? You have to view your password manually. So we can add that options in from JavaScript. We will learn that, but for now in the password field, whatever you type here, it won't be shown. Okay, so this is the password field. Next we are going to see another input which is of button. Let us see what is the button input. So I have written button and I have saved it. You can see here a button is added here. We will customize it later, but for now we are just getting familiar to the tags of the form. Okay, so this is the button where you can give the value and add something. In the next tag, what we are going to see is I'm writing input here, and okay, we are seeing date and time. Let us see what it shows here. So if we give date and time, you can see here nothing has been occurred, but here we can write some date or time. Okay, there is another tag. Let me show you. Import. Suppose I am giving date. Okay, I'm saving it. Let us see. You can see here the date, month and year has been here. Here you will get a calendar here, and if you can select any of them. Okay, so let us explore some more here. I'm giving input. If I give checkbox here, let us see what it shows us. You can see here we have got a checkbox which you can check and uncheck. Okay, so there are many lot of options here. If you just write input, you can explore this all tags here. Okay, this is a radio button. So what is a radio button? Let me show you this one. A radio button, you can see this is called a radio button, and this is called a checkbox. Okay, in checkbox we check and uncheck this, and in radio button we are just clicking. There is just one radio button, so for that it has been clicked once, so it is always clicked. So these are the basic formats or basic tags in the inside the form, input tags, and this is the values of the or the types. There are many types. First one was text, next second one was email, password, date, time, date, checkbox, radio button, etc, etc. Okay, so these are the just basic input fields of the form. So now let us remove this all and let us try to create something in a really sorted manner. Okay, so now you have seen that our form which we have created. Okay, we have created many input fields, but we cannot specify which input field is for which use. Okay, so we have to write a heading, right? Like here you have to enter your first name, here you have to enter your last name, like that, or here you can enter your email. Otherwise user cannot understand where he will enter the details, right, in which box. So for that, in the inside the form we use the label tag for labeling our input fields. Okay, if you write label here, you can see here like label tag, and inside label tag, suppose I am giving first name. Okay, first name. Now we are going to give the input tag here, input. Okay, text, and I am copying this down here and I am writing. We have saved, and let us try to view in our live server. Let us see how it looks. I'm opening the lights. Now you can identify that in which text field what you are going to input. Okay, so I'm entering the first name John, the last name Candy. Okay, so this is, we have created a basic input form. So now let us explore a little bit more here. First name and last name came side by side, so how we can put it into our next line. Let us try to put in the next line. Okay, so let us use a break tag here. Let us see. Yeah, so it has been gone to the next line, first name and last name. Now let us do another thing here. Let us take a p tag here, choose your language. Okay, here we will give some options of choosing some programming language here. Now let us take an input. Okay, at first let us take an input here, and we will take suppose we are taking checkbox. We are taking checkbox here, and we will take an input of, sorry, we'll take label. We will label it, and we are giving HTML, and I'm just copying this 2 or 3 times. For this we are giving CSS. For this we are giving Java. I have saved it. Let us try to view. So you can see here that choose your language, and here you can choose HTML, CSS, JavaScript. So let us just give a break tag here so that it comes in the new line given. Now you can see here HTML, CSS, JavaScript. This has been came in the new line. So we have learned how we have how we can take an input. Okay, and after that we have given choose your language, and here we have selected HTML, CSS and JavaScript. Okay, we have learned about the checkbox. So this is how you use the checkbox in a form. The next thing, let us add a submit button here. So you will see here, input type button value is submit. Okay, so let us see what we get here. You can see a submit button has been added here. Let us go to a new line. For new line, we are using a break tag here. Now you can see we have added a submit button here. So this is a very basic HTML form. Okay, so in the form we have used the input fields here. You can add as many as input fields you want. We have seen the checkbox here and we have seen the submit button, how you can add a button in our contact form. Now let us try to create a drop down. So let us try to create that. So for that we will use a new element, which is select element. So at first let us label for it. We are using the label tag here, label, and we will give car's name here, and let us try to give here choose your car. We have give our label here. Now we will give our select element. I am giving the same name here, and for ID also we are giving the cars. Now inside the select element you have to give your options, which options you want to give to your user. Okay, that will be the option. Whenever the user will click the drop down, what options he should see. Okay, so for that we are using option. Okay, you can see here option. So for options, at first let us take BMW. I am just copying here, and Volvo, Toyota and Nissan. Let us try to view up. Now you can see here we have created a drop down which is choose your car, and here you can select any of them. Okay, if you add many more options, the options will appear in the down. So this is called a drop down, and this is how you can create a drop down menu in your form. So the last thing what we are going to see is our text area. Okay, so what is a text area? In the text area, user can leave a comment, or for writing some comment we give a space where he can write his comment. Okay, so for that we use our text area. So let us first label it. Label for we will write leave us a comment. Okay, so leave now we will use the text area. Let us just save it and let us try to view it. Okay, you can see here that leave us a comment. Here you can write anything and submit it. Okay, you can specify the rows and column. Okay, this like you can see you can do it big or small. We can specify here also. For specifying here we will just type columns, rows. Okay, columns, suppose we are giving 30 rows. Okay, we are giving 30 rows, and let us use a break tag here. Now let us try to view. You can see here it has been increased by size. So this is how you create a very basic form here. So and you can explore more. You just type input and you can explore here. Okay, so this is how we create a basic form in HTML. That's all for today. Thank you for watching.